with a big win on the road. Glad you're with us today on Fox.
Here this year for the Saints that people have lost sight of how good a year Drew Brees is having.
Why not start on the ground? Here's Ingram.
That have gotten it done.
Really protected Brees well. Here's a pass caught out on the edge. That's Thomas coming off a big week and a flag at the end of the play.
Pass interference, number 89, offense. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Really reliable wide receivers the last year and a half. Brees had to just eat that as Michael Thomas was the target.
It has been a mash unit here for the last 3 weeks. Offensive line's been banged up. They've lost some key guys defensively as well.
On third down, pass for Thomas is picked, and there's Swearinger. The report from Aaron before the game, Swearinger calling out his teammates, questioning the effort on Fridays, and he's got 3 picks over his last game plus.
Well, you see the range by Swearinger to be able to get over the top and make a play on this ball, and 3 interceptions now in the last 5 quarters.
3 from him. He said, I'll give you 2. We're going to get 4 as a team. Swearinger got 2 last week against the Vikings. He gets 1 right out of the gate here today. Handoff is to Pirine, and opportunity here today for Samaje Pirine.
From moving to the ball, even before the ball was snapped, he was moving in that direction, made an easy play on it.
Pass is caught by Doxson. What a good throw, even better catch, and Doxson is down inside the 25. Pirine gets it. He was known as a power back in college.
And what he's been able to do in moving this team has been awfully impressive.
Second down and 7. Cousins pass is, well, it's not there for Vernon Davis. Third down and 7. Pass toward the end zone. A lot of hand checking. No flags and incomplete. Doxson and Lattimore, and this brilliant rookie, Marshawn Lattimore, is injured.
A lot of those guys contributing in a big way.
38-yard try, and Nick Rose now 8 for 9.
Again today, and it wasn't any more serious than it was.
Well, now this time a chance for a return by Sneed, and Sneed can't make the 20. Handoff to Kamara. Another high-flying rookie. Third-round pick out of Tennessee. 106 in that huge day at Buffalo. Play action from Brees, and now Ingram as they try to set up a screen to the near side. Unger was out there blocking. Second down and 3. Ingram gets it, picks it up. First down out at the 45.
When he went down, that's been a position of a lot of change, but as all great backs have the ability to do is make the first guy miss in the hole, and Ingram does.
Here's a little tossed again, going backward and dragged down by Smith. They're the number 20 ranked defense in the NFL, Washington. Brees, bothered, finds Kamara. And the rookie out across the 45, brought down by Norman. Here's Carissa Thompson with a game break as a starter, coming off his career high for passing yards in a game. Here is a laser to Sneed for a first down.
There's just nobody picking him up. That's an easy third down conversion on 3rd and long.
And off to Ingram, right side. And another big run by Mark Ingram, brought down by Swearinger after a gain of 11.
In the National Football League, and they were just chewing it up, and it looks a lot like the same stuff here this afternoon.
Now Kamara gets a try. He broke through the tackle of Matt Ioannidis, who's playing with a club on his left hand, and
backfired. Like I said, they're still marching on.
Here's Brees going to go down in the arms of Kerrigan. First round pick out of Purdue, 2-time Pro Bowler, 7th sack on the year. That leads Washington. Now on 3rd and 14. Breeze gets it away, but incomplete. Ingram the target, and Zach Brown, who's had a good first year in Washington, defends.
They make a couple nice plays with pressure, force this field goal attempt.
By Will Lutz from 52 yards away. Got it. And they have added him with Rob Kelly, their top back, going on IR with a sprained MCL in his knee. And he will take a knee. Byron Marshall will.
And that affects everything that they want to do then offensively.
He's missing his third straight. Here's P. Ryan, who's going to get the chance today, and he shows some of that power as he pushes the pile out to the 29, got 4.
I think you're watching the best defense in all of football for the last 7 weeks.
You saw Lattimore on the bike, so not in the game, and Doxson makes the catch for a first down.
And here over the last 7 weeks, they're the #1 pass defense in all of football.
P. Ryan left side. Out to midfield. Watch for 18 today. Flag on the play. Handoff is to P. Ryan. And on a free play, at least what looks to be a free play.
Offside, number 91, defense, penalties decline, first down.
Now Jay Gruden feels that he's the type of back, because of his build, that he's going to get better as the game goes along. Well, he's going to get his opportunities today.
So he rips off a 30-yarder and now comes back with a nice gain of 4 on first down.
Last week, however, just 2 for 4 in the red zone. Defense has been good for Washington here in this early going, but you've got to expect to score touchdowns to keep up with that offense.
On 2nd and 6, here's Doxson. It is incomplete. Ken Crawley was there, looked like he had his hands on it. Doxson took it away at the end, and they rule it incomplete.
Just not able to time that up the way that they would have liked. Good coverage by Crawley.
Blitz. 3rd down and 6. Thompson, touchdown. Washington picks up the blitz, and Cousins drops it in beautifully to Chris Thompson for his 4th touchdown catch of the year. Kirk Cousins, who has his 15th touchdown pass of the season. And there's Thompson. He's been quiet the last 2 weeks, not today. 16 yards on 3rd down and 6. They're happy with Chris Thompson. If you've got Chris Thompson on your fantasy team, you're happy. 500+ receiving yards, the most among all NFL running backs. Here's Lewis on the return to the 20.
Ready. Ready. What's that?
On first down, pass is dropped by Thomas. Pretty good coverage by Breland.
Like 50. Ready. Ready. What's that?
Ingram. And a sure-handed tackle by Fuller, a gain of 6. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Mark Ingram's become a better back watching some of the things Kamara does also.
3rd down and 4. They air it out downfield and off the hands of Brandon Coleman.
Passer number 94, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's going to upset coordinator Minuski and head coach Gruden as Preston Smith gets flagged for that hit up high.
Yeah, that's clearly a penalty.
Breeze with play action again. Down the middle's got a man. Pass caught. That's Ginn. Points per game, total yards per game, the rushing yards per game, the big difference. And here's more. Ingram, what a move. Mark Ingram, touchdown New Orleans.
That's a great drive. They've been able to gash this Redskins defense in the middle when they've run the ball. It's a great job by that offensive line.
Boy, it is just a different looking Saints attack, and they now lead the NFL all alone. 14, now 15 rushing touchdowns as Ingram gets his 8th. That leads the NFL. The hit.
Yeah, there's no disputing that hit.
Byron Marshall will take a knee. I haven't paid you the $1, Troy. I also haven't told you what the dance was. As Cousins to the sideline. Pass is caught by Doxson. What a throw and what a grab.
One-on-one, man-to-man, and you're going to see Doxson, who is able to come back and just make a play on the ball. It's one of those, like I said, 50-50 balls. He's got size. He's able to go up, and he makes a heck of a play there in being able to haul that in. And, you know, they haven't had a lot of production out of him, but those are the types of throws that have to be made to give him a chance. It wasn't good.
It's the backpack kid dance. That's what it is. Here's Thompson. Here's Niles Paul, who's missed the last 2 games, and Crawley with a strong tackle in Detroit. 3rd and 11. Pass is caught by Davis, but wrapped up immediately by Von Bell. Cousins. Davis, what a throw. Could not have dropped it in there any better to Vernon Davis. And on 4th and 6, a gain of 25.
It's really a great throw. And how many times have we seen Vernon Davis each week come up with a big play? It's pretty remarkable that this guy has been able to contribute the way that he has. He has basically been their big play threat. And you see it week after week when you watch the Washington Redskins, and just a perfectly thrown ball, as you said. He drops it in right on the money on 4th down.
Davis is ageless. Here's Pirine looking for room. He takes it to the 10.
Second on the team with receptions of 20 yards or more. He's been their big play threat.
Cousins had to pull it down. Flag is thrown, and Cousins knocked down inside the 10.
Prior to the run, holding number 20 defense, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
On the team with just 15 receptions on the year.
1st down and goal. Pirine, who is over 7 yards a carry in this 1st half.
With the way he's been able to hold it together.
Pirine, can he get it in? Yes, touchdown Washington.
Leading block right there in the hole. Great job by Kirk Cousins in this Washington offense of answering and going right back down the field and coming away with a touchdown.
And it's 17-10, but that touchdown doesn't happen without the 25-yarder to number 85, the vet, 33 years old, on 4th and 6. And the rookie plows it in. Washington on the road up 7. Good one here. 17-10, Washington on top. Tommy Lee Lewis, little guy who can fly. Can't make the 20.
And you think back to the years when they've had their most success with Drew Brees as their quarterback, they've had a good running game.
Here's Ingram.
Like I said, Brees has taken some hits here in this 1st half. It's a
already been hit 5 times. Kamara comes up just short. We'll stream it live on Fox Sports Go. 3rd down and 1. Handoff to the up back. That's Zach Line, and the fullback gets a 1st down. When players feel this, there's a return on the investment. I mean, that's Sean Payton.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that, and I'll follow up with it.
Pass is almost picked after a deflection off the hands of Coleman.
Like the Saints have on offense, you know, how can you get everybody excited during the work week knowing they're going to be involved?
2nd down and 10. Pass is caught from Michael Thomas, and he's been quiet. His emergence allowed the Saints to be able to trade Brandon Cooks to the Patriots with that pick. The handoff is to Ingram. The Saints picked up their starting right tackle, as it turns out, Ryan Ramczyk.
They brought in a guy, Jeff Ireland, who's been involved in those drafts the last 2 years, and I think he's made a real difference for this organization.
Ingram tries to cut back and gets tripped up.
They lost some draft picks, and it was been pretty thin around here for a while, but the last 2 drafts have been good.
3rd down and 5, and Kamara got popped.
Protect himself as he turns around, but Breeland, he comes off of his outside receiver and puts a big hit on him.
Well, there's been a Thomas Morstead sighting. He punts it. Fair catch by Crowder inside the 10. There he is, Morstead. He didn't punt all last week. Ryan gets it and gets nothing, lost a yard. Easy Pro Bowler. Saints haven't had a Pro Bowl corner since 1995. And Eric Allen. 2nd and 11. Pass is caught. Ryan makes a move and gets a little breathing room out across the 15-yard line. He got 9. They've also been without Delvin Breaux, one of their better corners for the year. Out with a leg injury. 3rd and 2. Cousins, hands on him, breaks free. 1st down, and with a slide, gets hit and draws about 11 flags. P.J. Williams delivered the hit, and there are, I don't know, 6 flags, 5 flags out on the field. Everybody threw one.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 26, defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, 1st down.
Well, you know, they're just looking for this, Mike Pereira, with that hit up high on Cousins sliding. You like the call?
Yeah, even Joe, you got to recognize that even though it's actually on the ground, when he's on the ground, he becomes defenseless. So you have to lay off the head or neck area, period, even with your shoulder. So if you hit him with the shoulder in the head or neck area after he's on the ground, that's the right call.
Cousins, flag as Thompson made the catch. It's against Washington.
Illegal formation in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
They do it as well as anybody in football, the way that they incorporate the players they have and the way they coach these receivers up on how to run routes.
False start, number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Roulier gets his 4th consecutive start at center. Spencer Long inactive today with injuries to his knees. Thompson on a handoff. Oh, what a nice run. Not a big guy, and on 1st and 20, Chris Thompson gets all that yardage back and then some. A 16-yard carry.
Chris Thompson, he's a dynamic guy, as we know. Watch Brandon Sheriff, number 75, and you don't think they missed him when he was out of the lineup. This guy's a great player, and they missed him, and you see how valuable he is as that Pro Bowl right guard.
Pro Bowler from a year ago, missed 2 starts with a bad knee. Back last week. Here's Crowder. Can't get a block, and on 2nd and 4, good tackle by P.J. Williams, who was guilty of that hit. Third down and 3. Callahan's line picks up a blitz, and Doxson is out of bounds near the 41 with another 1st down.
He's done some good things, Doxson has, and getting him more involved here in this game.
Cousins has barely been touched. He's hit on 8 straight passes. Ball comes out. He was down. P. Ryan's knee was down before the ball popped out. There is no fumble.
We know, not many coaches will put up with it. We know Jay Gruden won't. He will sit guys down if they start putting the ball on the ground.
Play action. Cousins hangs in, gets rid of it, incomplete. And a flag at the end of it.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 26, defense. 5 yards, automatic 1st down.
At the 36. Thompson gets it. City's not big. He is 5'8". Redskins a heavy underdog coming into this game. Redskins a tough team to figure as Thompson gets swallowed up, a loss of 1. Cousins fires, pass picked, intercepted, and back the other way is Devontae Harris. It's a turnover, so they look at it. The Saints defense has been doing this all year, posing for a picture, but they may have to erase the picture.
Will be reviewed.
That ball looks out to me.
You'd think Harris would have called off the picture.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field has changed. The ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down. Please reset the clock to 1:46, please.
So it's a big deal. It was 3rd and 7 at the 33, so that gives Nick Rose a chance for a 51-yard try here with 1:46 left. And this just became more difficult. Wow.
Jay cannot believe
False start, number 92. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's against Stacy McGee, and now makes it a 56-yard try.
There's no excuse for it.
Here's door number 3, a punt from Tress Way. And to add insult to injury, it's poorly covered downfield by one of the defensive backs, Joshua Holsey. This was a perfect punt. And watch Holsey step back right there, right foot on the goal line, and instead of pinning Drew Brees inches outside his own end zone.
He'll hit the goal line, resulting in a touchback. 1st down.
That's just an unforced error.
And then Holsey, you get down there, you get cute, and you give the ball to the Saints.
Wow. That pass is incomplete for Kamara. We talk about the Redskins struggling at the end of the half. Points aren't good. Here's Kamara. 1st down and out of bounds. I mean, that could not have gone worse for Washington. Here he is again. And there's the 3rd time in this game. Kamara has been popped by Breeland. Saints have a timeout. 2nd and 8. Big block. This one for Thomas out of his reach. I'm with you. Blitz. Breeze out to his right. Pass is caught. Ted Ginn with a big 1st down. It's the Saints' 50th play of 20 or more yards on the year. Most in the NFL. How about another? Michael Thomas for 24.
Hey, Drew Brees is showing that they still have a passing game here in New Orleans. It's not all about the running game.
I don't know why they just did that. The clock was stopped. At least it was on our Fox box. Not only did they clock it,
And final team timeout.
but they called timeout.
New Orleans, please reset the clock to 28 seconds.
That's what forced Sean Payton into calling the timeout. So a bit misleading, and now Breeze throws high as he gets popped. Breeze is so good at this part of the game, managing the clock. 2nd and 10, and they do work in the middle of the field. It's Ginn. Depends on where they spot it. It's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down, so take a shot on a fade route if they get the ball snapped in time. Otherwise, he's just killing it for his field goal team.
And that's what has to happen.
Clock it. See if you can come away with 3 points.
And they do. Lutz knocks it through from 29 yards out. And the Redskins now have allowed 81 points total in the last 2 minutes of each half. And for the moment, the most in the NFL in the first half at 41. Down the road, and they are at the beginning of a stretch of 3 games in 12 days. after that early ankle injury. Good to see him back. Play action from Cousins. Pass is caught. What a good throw. It's Ryan Grant.
For Jimmy Johnson, there at halftime, he's already making a lot of money. He's going to be making a whole lot more next year for somebody.
That's the 7th different receiver he's found in this game as Pirine. On second down, Cousins just throws it in the direction of really nobody.
Yeah, that could be grounding there. No back went out. Pirine was in. I don't think it was a screen pass. They never got Pirine out.
And they throw the late flag.
Intentional grounding. 8. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Loss of down. 3rd down.
He idolized Darrelle Revis and has patterned a lot of his play after him.
3rd down and 17. Cousins throws high for Crowder. He makes the catch. He's got a long way to go and he won't get there. Given up for the rest of the day. They're going to have to tear him off the field, and they've done that. Flags before the snap. Special teams had a bad day so far for the
Full start, number 38. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Nearly blocked. And a fair catch. A guy who had cancer of the femur while he was with the Jets, thought he might lose his leg. Didn't. Great story. And now he's here with New Orleans. As Thomas shows how strong he is and has a 1st down.
He'll help him.
Hey, spot 2-9, spot 2-9. Blue 80.
Retired in 2012. You saw those special teams touchdowns for the Jets. They don't have any.
The things that aren't going so well, and that's not Sean Payton's personality.
2nd and 11, and the pass is caught by Brandon Coleman.
He can play all the positions. Those guys are valuable. But he gets in and out of breaks a lot better than you think for a guy 6'6".
3rd and 5. Pass is caught. Coverage by Breland depends on where they mark it.
That's a good strong catch by Thomas. Well,
looks like they're going to go for it. At least that's the initial call by Sean Payton. Now he has to use a timeout. Well, let's see. 4th down, less than a yard.
Blue 80. What's that?
Extra offensive lineman. Breeze keeps it and gets it.
Blue 80. What's that?
Ingram. Nice run. Gets 11.
A lot of similarities I see with Mark Ingram and the guy I used to hand the ball off to in Emmitt Smith. Both built the same way. Both have the same types of moves.
Number 84. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Patriot and Ram. On 1st down. To the sideline. That's a long throw and a catch by Ginn. 2nd and 7. Handoff is to Ingram and the flag is down. Officials pick up the flag. No penalty.
Pretty valuable guy for them as a rookie.
3rd down and 4. Breeze flushed out. Throws. Pass incomplete.
Here we go. See if they can convert another 4th down.
Now they get a delay of game. That will tick off Sean Payton.
Delay of the game. Offense. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now they're punting.
So both teams now on this end of the field with costly 4th down penalties. Here's a ball that checks up. And from inside the 5, the Redskins will have it after a 40-yard punt by Morstead.
If they're going to have any chance of winning the division, and even then it's a long shot, they have to win against the Eagles tonight.
After one official marked the punt down at the 2.
I don't think the Redskins can really afford to lose any games.
Here's Crowder. Little end around, doesn't get much. 3rd and 4.
They need to tread a little harder.
Cousins out to his left. Can he run for it? No, as he gets hit by Von Bell.
They've had to use him more. He's been great.
Here's a fake punt. And a first down carry by Marshall.
And Kirk Cousins is well enough, and he's back on the field.
Yeah, last time we saw him, he got that hit by Von Bell. Has to roll out, flips it to Crowder. And a nice play on first down.
So he's got his work cut out for him when they get to those downs.
Here is P. Ryan getting on the handoff left side. Broke one tackle and gets it out to the 40, maybe just beyond. Got 4. Second and 6. P. Ryan again has to cut to the outside. And close to a first down. Marcus Williams there, and they're going to give P. Ryan enough. Season high 74 yards for Samaje P. Ryan. Making the most of this chance. Cousins lets it fly. Nothing there. Yep, fearless. Pass is gunned in for a completion to Niles Paul. And he's got another Washington first down.
Coming into the year, we're a big part of their offense, and they're happy to finally get Niles Paul back.
Here's P. Ryan. Jordan on his back. Second and 7. Play action from Cousins. Floats it. Pass is incomplete for Vernon Davis.
And Chris Thompson.
Redskins need yards to try a field goal. Pass all alone. Grant. The walk-in touchdown, Washington. The Saints sold out. They brought almost everybody.
Brandon Sheriff, he doesn't take away the inside, and you see Von Bell, he comes in. He just gets crushed at the end of this throw, but in the process, they have a bust in coverage. They turn Ryan Grant loose.
And after you talk about the toughness of Kirk Cousins,
but without even looking to avoid a hit, and Kirk Cousins is not that guy, and it pays off. Big time throw.
Here's a return by Tommy Lee Lewis.
Ready.
At the end of a long drive.
No question.
Hand off to Kamara. He's been shut down for the most part.
Last week a bit disappointing, and here they are at Superdome, and they're giving the Saints all they want.
Pass is caught. Good throw. Thomas on the receiving end, a sliding grab for a first down.
But he's able to go down on a low one and scoop it up.
Preston Smith. That forces a little toss to Josh Hill, and Spate is there for the stop. And now the Redskins get a defensive play and a loss of 8. They're playing a team that's won 7 straight in their home and leading by 11. Hard to figure. And Breeze is going to be sacked on 2nd and 18. Big Minuski's done a good job losing Foster, Compton, Jonathan Allen, their first-round pick out of Alabama. Kamara gets it, looking for a big run, and he's going to be brought down just short.
The Saints almost pull it off.
Surprised Peyton didn't go for it here. He has earlier in the game. And starting at the 15, leading by 11. The Washington Redskins. P. Ryan gets it on a little delay, and Samaje P. Ryan is out across the 20, but a flag is thrown.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, number 76 offense. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Hard to believe the Redskins have won 4 straight, 7 of 8 in their history here in New Orleans. Here's Byron Marshall, his first carry from scrimmage this week. 2nd and 14. Pass to the sideline is caught by Ryan Grant, who has the 40-yard touchdown. Not much, a gain of 5, so 3rd and long coming.
They're going to test P. Ryan right here.
On 3rd and 9, pass is caught. Depends on how much forward progress, not enough.
Just wasn't able to get enough distance.
Way booms it. Good punt. Tommy Lee Lewis try to return it. Has some blocking. Shows his speed. And is out of bounds on Washington's side of the 50.
And both teams winning right now. And for Detroit, yeah, they already beat Minnesota once this year, but pretty much must win for them.
Here's Kamara down inside the 30.
Made a stop, gives the ball back to the offense with plenty of time at midfield.
40 yards for Kamara. Just got 24 of it on that carry. Here's Ingram.
But when you have Kamara in the lineup, you don't know exactly what's coming at you.
He tries to spin out of a tackle and cannot. He's not going to get a chance to showcase all that he can do. 3rd and 7. Pass is incomplete.
But Thomas had a chance to make a play on that one.
42-yard try. It looked like Will Lutz had to kick the laces. Marshall will take a knee. Gets it to the 28.
I think Mike Zimmer's hoping that we don't see Teddy Bridgewater all year.
2nd and 6. Here's one for Davis. What a throw and catch. You just can't do it any better.
Scott McClellan, the former GM, was with Vernon Davis in San Francisco, and he was responsible for bringing him here to Washington.
Perine with a nice move takes it down inside the 30. Vernon Davis back in for Washington. Into the line nearest to us, Perine. He is knocking on the door of a 100-yard game, and he's got it. Smart. Saints defense, their hands are full, to say the least, with the Redskins attack. 1st and goal. Perine gets a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Cousins end zone all alone. Jeremy Sprinkle with his first catch of the year, his first touchdown of the year, and he sprinkles a little magic dust down in the end zone.
That's a great drive after the Saints had gotten the field goal to cut it to 8, to drive down the field and make it a touchdown for the Redskins. He's done a great job.
15-point game to get to 30 game-winning drives since 1970, and he's going to have to do it again, it appears, for Detroit. They're going to roll into Thanksgiving with another win. Breeze flushed out to his right. Pass is caught. That's Kobe Fleener, his first of the day. And they're at the Chargers, against the Cardinals. They have the Broncos, and then at the Giants. Here's Fleener, back-to-back catches.
The Redskins have given up a lot of big plays this year in the passing game, and that would be their undoing. They gave up another big play on the last one.
Kamara makes that catch. A flag is down.
Holding, number 72, offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
It's off. Ready. Waiting.
1st and 20 now. Under 5 to play. Pass is caught by Fleener. He gets 7.
But Breeze has the ability to move defenders and drive balls into some tight windows.
Yeah, like that. Kamara out of the backfield, and he shows how smart he is. Goes to the sideline.
Young player.
A lot of hits on Breeze in this game. 3rd down and 1, and the pass caught for a 1st down. Working on Norman. There's Fleener. Finally gets into the fun here in the 4th quarter. He's down to the 6. Fleener, 4 catches, 61 yards on this drive. 1st and goal. Breeze. And they blew it dead before it started.
Washington is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Completed catch. Please reset the clock to 3:21, please. Washington was charged with their first team timeout.
At this point on the field, they're one of the best in the NFL.
They hand it off. Kamara.
A lot of valuable time taken off the clock with the decision to run the football.
Breeze, pass caught, touchdown Hill.
Hill is wide open, but give Drew Brees some credit. He's like I talked about, he's able to move defenders. He gives a little pump fake, just enough with his shoulders to get two defenders running away from Hill, which opens him up.
The lights dimmed. They just reset the play.
Try to make it a little more romantic here in New Orleans. One possession game. Hand the ball off. The other team knows you're going to hand the ball off, and they can't stop you. The kick deep and out of the back of the end zone. Here's P. Ryan trying to bounce it to the edge. A nice run. Second and 4. P. Ryan short of the first down, but turned what could have been a loss into a nice gain. P. Ryan, right side, doesn't get it.
Jay Gruden beside himself that they weren't able to pick up two nice runs by P. Ryan. Sets up a 3rd and 1, and they fail to make it.
The punt. Lewis with a fair catch inside the 15. A minute 53 left for Drew Brees. Brees. Pass is picked. Good night, but a flag on the play. Kendall Fuller.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 29. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Finger hooked, and it's what allowed him then to undercut that throw.
We welcome in a new audience. Heck of a game as it turns out. Pass is caught underneath. That's Thomas. Makes a man miss.
Eagle, eagle, eagle. Good go. Ready. Lady. Set.
Down the middle. Pass caught. Ted Ginn.
Nobody covering the underneath and taking that throw away.
Blitz coming from the Redskins. Out to his right. Breeze finds Fleener. The big tight end. Out of bounds inside the 20. Breeze with a season-high 367 yards.
Zach Brown, the linebacker, was completely lost in coverage on that one.
Breeze. Kamara. Touchdown! After a juggle. Alvin Kamara, the rookie. Take a seat in the stands. And walks into the end zone to make it a 2-point game. Play clock is running here, and Drew Brees and the Saints are about to attempt their first 2-point try of the year.
Well, that was awfully easy for Drew Brees and the Saints.
Toss to Kamara, looking for a block. Alvin Kamara ties it. Had a 3rd and less than a yard and couldn't pick it up, and Drew Brees and the offense for the Saints, who have won 7 straight from their 25.
There's still plenty of time, and the Redskins do have one timeout.
Pass is caught. Crowder across the 35, first down. Crowder again. And they may think about a timeout, and they will. They'll take it. If you're just joining us, Kirk Cousins has been brilliant in this game. Wide open Crowder. He is going to hop out of bounds and inside field goal range of the Redskins in a blink. She'll blitz, quick throw, not there. That's a 10-second run.
Number 8, offense. 10-yard penalty, loss of down, second down.
Clock is running, by the way. And down goes Cousins. Knocked out by Von Bell. And we're going to overtime.
And here we go.
We're going to play a 10-minute overtime period. Each team will have the opportunity to possess the ball unless we have a touchdown or a safety or unless somebody keeps the ball the entire 10 minutes. Replay will be taken upstairs. Each team will have 2 timeouts, and we're going to time it like the fourth quarter. Washington, you're the visitors. You're going to call the coin. He's going to call tails. It is a tails. Washington won the toss and will take the ball.
Walt Coleman with a speedy version of the overtime rules with 31 seconds left. Then took an intentional grounding, got a 10-second runoff, and then a sack. What a missed chance there at the end of regulation to win it. And now Washington starts this overtime with a football. Play action. Cousins. Davis with a drop. Extra men on the rush for the Saints. Down goes Cousins. Cam Jordan. Third down and 20. Cousins. Pirine, a drop. He's put up 15 unanswered points. Booming punt, and that's exactly what Washington needed. But some room for Lewis. Ducks one tackle and takes it out to the 39.
What's that?
Looking for their 8th straight. Ingram back into the mix. Brought down near the 41 by Swearinger.
What's that?
In the I formation, a toss to Ingram. Gets a block. Hall can't bring him down. Down to the 10. This to win it. Will Lutz wins it. What a game. Saints have won 8 straight. Hey, Drew Brees turns 39 in January. I know he'd like to play a few more years. He shows no signs of slowing down. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He wants to stay here in New Orleans. He's a leader with a better team around him. It's fun to watch.
It sure is, and it was sure fun today, and what a great win for the New Orleans Saints.
Crushing for the Redskins and Jay Gruden. They slipped to 4-6. Take a break, come back here after the commercial.